Outside of obviously the biggest moment of your life, what has been your highlight of the year?
I would say Generational Welsh, genuinely. Like
Right.
that was a transformative
Me too,
experience.
I think. Yeah.
It wasn't even just this year. Like it's really hard to compete with the cyclothon because it does so much for so many people. But I never expected to have a trip catered to like my family's history, and it was like a charity in a different way. It was like towards me, like
individual charity.
Yeah, you were like, I need to take care of
All
this
the
man.
charity for one person.
God.
So,
Yeah.
and we may have helped the GDP of Wales by.
I mean, for me, that was what I just really wanted to show off Wales because I was like, this place is so cool.
Yeah.
Like, I want to kind of show how cool it can be. And Pete, it was you're a great person to experience that with. I think you gave everything the respect. I think that I wanted to.
Yeah.
We listened to an elderly woman
God, I
tell us a
remember
story for 48 minutes.
Oh my
And I
gosh.
couldn't hear a word she said.
She was
But
whispering so quietly about
she was
these
super
elves.
sweet.
She was so sweet, but none of us could hear what she was saying.
And it was like a very important story of like a king, probably Edward III or whatever. But like I couldn't hear anything she said, but she was very charming. But like that was a highlight. I feel sometimes we take it for granted. We can like on stream the other day, I was managing an inventory of some video games. So my mind was already distracted. And somebody was asking about, well, why are you playing this game? I said, oh, it was a cyclothon award for Mouse's stuff. And then I was like, wait, that is not giving it at all the credit that it deserves. It's not Mouse's stuff. I was like, we raised $1 million for countless people who need this. And I'm not going to play through a game and say without the reverence it deserves.
Yeah.
Cause that would cause it's so much
Yeah.
bigger than,
That's so funny.
than hers, but I felt like a scumbag for calling it. But that's how bad Breath of the Wild is. I can't do anything in that game. You can't have a clear thought while playing that game because it
boring.
takes so much bullshit management. But the cyclothon's always so high on the list. And then it was like tertiary stuff. It was seeing Bond in the theaters, which was incredible.
cool,
it was
yeah.
seeing the Mouse's VTuber concert, which highlighted specifically so many talent that had gone, kind of screwed over by the management, V Shoujo and stuff. So she gave a lot of stage presence to creators who had just lost their entire platform. That was amazing.
Yeah.
And then you always feel like I must be missing something else, but I really feel those were the big highlights.
This is
of the
crazy,
year.
yeah.
It was
It's
wild.
It has been a
insane,
crazy year. Yeah.
So hopefully there'll be a quiet one at some point.
Nah, man, we gotta let her rip. We need to have more stuff.
I'm
more
surprised.
kids.
I'm surprised you didn't say your Beyblade win as your highlight.
No, actually, I think he lied. His highlight is playing Final Fantasy Tactics for 50 hours.
Oh my God, brother. That was so hard for me. It was like it was peak in watching you, but it was like I love that game so much. It was you made the same mistake so many
If
times.
you're playing the game, every 5 minutes you go like, no.
So imagine let me put this in words that are not tactics to like the layman. If somehow it was a situation where Connor's on a date and I have like an earpiece and I'm supposed to be helping him. And I'll be like
wingmanning him.
him. And I'm watching from like the Mission Impossible van with I'm like, okay, here's what you say. Tell her that her hair looks beautiful when the moonlight bounces off of it. And then you're just like, you look fucking hot. And I'm like, no, you're throwing. This was you 75 times in this game. And it was super cool because the thing I really appreciate, he did this with Ginso Suikoden 2 and Final Fantasy Tactics, two of my favorite games ever. You're bringing a new audience to these games that otherwise might miss them because people who watch me play Final Fantasy Tactics expect it. They're like, my target audience is probably interested in those games anyway.
Yeah.
But when you play it, it's giving it to a whole new platform of people who are like, wow, this looks really cool. I want to try this game. So, those moments. And then when you ruin that, no, you didn't ruin it. But to his immense credit, he actually beat the game on the hardest difficulty. And I thought, with me by his side, that should be easy. It's actually quite challenging. Tactician mode is pretty tough.
Yeah.
Oh, you made it easy.
So, but like that was a big highlight. The Beyblade championship.
Yeah.
We've been spoiled this year. It's been a great year.
Yeah.
It's so much cool stuff's happened that it's easy to forget other stuff that's been. Yeah, that's it though.
Fair enough.
I mean, isn't that it?
I think that's
do
it.
you guys
I
have
think that's
anything
it.
you'd like to add personally? Like,
I
is
think
there any other?
Nothing can top what you said. So.
Yeah, like everything in life, you can't follow up. Pete.
Oh, great.
It's
Could have
in
said
the,
Michael Koji Fox.
no, you brought it up.
yeah, you keep bringing it up. You should bother
Some of
by
us
it.
had forgotten. It's been a few minutes.
I think as streamers, YouTubers, whatever, you constantly are forced to just look forward and never be able to look backwards and never appreciate how lucky we are to do all the cool things that we get to do.
Definitely.
But also just how much stuff we've done as well, and all the memories we got to share together.
You buying 2 collector's boxes of Final Fantasy trading cards.
I got you your card.
You did. The
got 'em.
Dragon of Mount Gulg and the incredible Sanderian Knights from Final Fantasy. That, like, those
I need to
were
get those
luxury.
graded.
Man, those are tough ones. But we each, a lot of people might not know this, in our wallets, we carry a Magic the Gathering card. Like
We
you
do.
have,
I got the VV. It's in my bag upstairs, my wallet.
So he has the VV Mythic Rare,
and he's got the
I
Steiner.
carry around Steiner. So we're like
Oh, it's okay,
bros.
it's okay.
So there you go. So
Hell yeah.
and then those two in Final Fantasy 9, of course, had a good.
They're bros.
They're
Yeah,
bros.
they're
So
bros.
We got
that,
Unbreakable.
Unbreakable. But those were some big highlights this year.
Great year.
Yeah.
I mean,
stuff.
I think it's been a great episode as well. Thanks for coming on again.
I just shouted for 2 hours.
No,
again, so.
That's why we bring you on, bro.
we wanted to hear the great tale of Peter the Wise.
Oh, well.
No, I think it's always a pleasure having you on because you always bring such life to stories that otherwise might feel mundane
Yeah.
if I told them.
The only regret I have is that you often sit in this chair.
Yeah.
And I always do my jokes 1, 2, 3. And I had to punch you like 6 times on this one. I'm sorry.
No. You should punch me in the face.
It's
Well,
really easy.
Next
I
time.
don't mind.
Well, we'll switch it next time. So I'll bully Joey next time. So it's just, but comedy. There's a tip for you guys. Comedy comes in 3s. You
I
set it
know,
up
I
with
know.
2, and the third one's the payoff.
Yep.
So that's how it goes.
Yeah.
That's how it goes.
Well, I appreciate it. And thank you for making fun of me. You're a bitch. You're a bastard. You don't come back on. You piece of shit.
Speaking of 3s, Giga Chat 1, 2,
Okay.
3.
Yeah.
Nah,
Although
this
I
time
think Michael Koji Fox.
Honestly,
he's
he deserves it. I can't even take credit. I didn't have the baby. My wife did. So, like, I didn't do shit this year. I was brought along
You
places.
just poured the ingredients in.
I did. I got taken to the Otani game. I'm trying to talk over that because it makes me sick. Taken to Otani, taken to Bonn, taken to Wales, and my wife did the heavy lifting.
Yeah.
I didn't do shit this year. I was just bore witness.
You haven't even started on your Umamusume arc yet.
Yeah, exactly.
That was all
That's
you,
gonna be
baby.
it.
That
That
was
was
it.
all you.
carried a whole game category by
Yeah.
himself,
That
they
was,
say.
well, what I
Yeah.
accomplished in like 6 weeks, Northern Lion did in an hour, but that's why he's the GOAT. But like, it was so much fun experiencing that organically. And you know, it must have been such a shock, I think, to the Japanese, because that's what I did. There was a clip that went viral where I was commentating like an old radio, and so many Japanese people were like, "This is cool that Americans or foreign audiences think this is fun."
Yeah.
Yeah.
We thought this would only be popular to us
Yeah.
in Japan,
Like, for a long
I think
time.
everybody
Yeah.
thought that
For a
for
long
a
time,
while.
very much
Yeah.
was.
Yeah.
and it was a runaway hit.
Yeah.
It was massive, and I'd say for a good 2 or 3 months, that was the gaming conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How deep are you
100%.
into Umamusume?
It was awesome. So big credit to that
It was a
game.
really fun
for-
game as well.
Although my wife, I'm talk too much, but I'll make this quick. She was praying while she was pregnant. She was worried about our income or something. You know, even though I'm like, we're doing fine, it's okay.
Yeah.
We have a little Kupo shrine thing near the door,
Yeah.
and she would pray and she'd go like,
Aw.
she'd say, please let my husband have 3K viewers someday. And then the monkey paw was like, okay, Umamusume. And so that was actually one of the reasons I did need to step back. It was really hard because I was averaging 3,000 or 4,000 viewers who really liked this game. But after a month of playing it, I did have other stuff I wanted to check
Yeah,
out.
well,
And I still like that game a lot, but I wanted to do some other things.
Yeah.
And I had to reconcile that people were glad I was playing that because that's what they liked and I was a good conduit for it. But that doesn't mean that I I'm not like, if those numbers leave, it doesn't mean I'm bad or
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
but that was a very formative moment for me to tell my wife when she would say, well, what happened? You know, is it not going well? I'm like, it is going well, but it's just,
It just went very good for this
it's
one.
just,
month.
like you can't compete with horse women.
It swings and roundabouts.
It swings, and that's what I try to tell her. But you know, the doubt crept in for a
I
minute.
mean,
Yeah,
that's like
yeah.
the scariest part of, I think, streaming or YouTubing is that the income is just so, it fluctuates so much. And I think that's very uncomfortable for a lot of people.
Well, and you're also competing for what I believe, and I've always believed, is the greatest commodity that any of us have, and it's people's time.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's way worth more than any dollar. I mean, that's why advertisers pay such insane amounts. But
Yeah.
and that's just, you know, when you have a banging lesson as an English teacher, you're like, that was so good.
Yeah.
But you know, it's not like my students are going to remember that for like, well, they might, but it's like you're not judged by lesson to lesson.
Right.
You have a yearly contract. You got to create a curriculum. You're going to have some fun ones. You're going to have some, let's write a story today.
Yeah.
And streaming and content creation is not at all like that. It can be, it can be, I want to play this thing, but the interest is very narrow, but it's still going to be a good experience. So that can be challenging. So that was a good one. So thank you to my wife for praying for. And thank you to
you got the
Umamusume.
success. You got the success.
It worked.
You got that 3K.
Yeah, man, it was a wild month, and that led right into the day he was born. I was playing Umamusume until 6 a.m. and I had just taken. Well, my wife opened the door and she said, "It's time, it's time," and I was like, "Not yet. I have to." Keep this on black here. I'm on a legendary run, and I was like, "Can you just?" And I'm like live streaming. So, but she said it's time, and I was like, "What?" And so I just stood up and left. Like I didn't even turn off my stream or anything. I just left. And I took her to the hospital.
Yeah.
And initially they said, you can't be in here because you didn't sign up 6 months ago.
Yeah.
That's how it is in Japan.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay.
Regulations.
Yeah. And maybe it's a COVID thing that's like carried over.
yeah.
Yeah.
And originally I didn't want to be there because I was supposed to be taking care of Kupo, the cat.
Yeah.
So I went back home and I actually had bought a Daps Fat Boy sandwich. And I was like, finally, you know, wives having babies. I can wait. And they said it's not going to be until noon. So you have like 6 or 7 hours and then you can come back and wait in like the parking lot and then come in and be like, good job, and then leave.
Yeah.
And so I'm about to eat this great sandwich. I just ended the stream, finished a couple more races in Umamusume.
Yeah.
Tough day for me. And then my wife's like, it's happening now. And they said you can come back. So I'm like, oh. No, I'm kidding. I went there. I had been up 36 hours or something. She had been up 25, 36 hours. She had the baby and it was always great. And it was, but like
And then right back to Umamusume.
Right back to
Yeah.
Umamusume. I was like, does the day resets, the daily resets in 12 minutes? Can we sing it? Can we?
It's like my son, anyway.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't see it. I was like, winning ticket, and they're like, your son? I'm like, yeah. So his name, unfortunately, now is just Winning Ticket Macy. They thought I was naming him. So no, it was a good transition. I went from, you know, my pretty horses to
Yes.
my beautiful son. So
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh.
there you
Good
go.
stuff.
Well, thank you so much for coming
Oh,
on.
Yeah,
you
get
very
this away
much.
from me.
No. It was a
No,
pleasure.
no.
I don't mean to tear it away from you.
Always a pleasure.
Thank you
It was
guys.
a true
Yes.
pleasure.
Thank you for letting me be a part of this today.
Of course, anytime.